Good morning, children. In this video, we'll be learning about modals and how modals, even though they are verbs, how are they different than the rest of the verbs? What is their function in a sentence? And this is included in lesson number 11 of Grammar Grade. Now, children, take a look at these examples. If humans could fly, they might land on Mars. Now, here could is highlighting the ability of human beings. That if human beings get the ability to fly, there is a possibility that they might land on Mars. Yes, but the possibility is very weak. So here, might is being used to indicate possibility of human beings landing on Mars. The second example is if humans settle on Mars, they can pollute Mars. So here can is being used to talk about ability of human beings. Yes, human beings are very much, they have the ability to pollute not only Mars, wherever human beings go they have the ability to pollute Mars. So could and can are being used in these two sentences to talk about ability, whereas might is used here to talk about possibility. Such verbs are called as modal verbs. And we have a few modal verbs included in our syllabus, which we'll be learning in detail. So children, we get to understand about modal verbs is that they are helping verbs and they are used along with the main verbs. Children, mark this. There is a main verb along with modal verbs. So modal verbs are definitely not main verbs. And the purpose of using these modal verbs in a sentence is to express willingness or to express possibility, permission, intention, etc. Also, they help in reflecting the mood and attitude of the speaker. What is the mood? What is the attitude of the speaker? Some examples that we'll be learning in this video are can, could, will, would, shall, should, may, might, must, need, dare, ought to, and able to. These are the examples of models, but ought to, dare, able to, they are not included in our syllabus this year. So let's get started. There are three more differences between modals and the other verbs. The first one is that modals never change their form with the number or person of the subject, unlike the other verbs. The other verbs change their form according to the number and person of the subject. Means if the subject is singular or plural, then the verb form is going to be different. Or if the subject is first person, second person, third person, then also verb form changes. But modals do not. For example, if you look at these examples, I can paint, I is first person. You can paint is second person. He can paint is third person singular. And they can paint, they here is third person plural. Now if you see throughout children, the modal that is used here is same. And that is can, and can. So there is no change in the modal verb, right? The second point of difference here is modals are always followed by the main verb, immediately by the main verb, and main verb in the root form of the verb, the base form or the root form of the verb. For example, she might come today. Now might is a modal and it is immediately being followed by the root form of the verb come, which is the main verb. We shall reach by noon. Shall is the modal verb and reach is immediately after shall. So, reach is base form of the verb. The student may leave now. May is a modal and leave is the root form of the verb which is immediately placed after the modal verb. The last point of difference is that the past form of the models may not always refer to past time. For example, the past tense of can is considered as could, will is would, shall is should, right? But it's not always that would, should, and could are used to indicate the past tense. Here are some examples, you will get a better understanding. Example, they could walk for an hour. Even though could seems to be past tense of can, but here it is used to show the past ability. It is indicating past ability of those people. The second example is, could I borrow a book here? Could here is being used to request for future, to make a request for future. Then they would visit us often. Would here is not indicating the past tense, but it is representing the repeated actions in the past, that a particular action was repeated in the past, but now it is discontinued. It does not continue now. Now let's start with first set of models, that is can and could. As told earlier, that could is past form of, sometimes could is used as, not always again. It is considered sometimes as past form of can. Now can indicates ability and possibility to do something. Okay. It also means general or occasional possibility. For example, I can go with you to see the match. Here it is, in this sentence, can is showing the ability or possibility that I am, I have the ability to go with you to see the match. It means to be able to also. Can be replaced by to be able to, or be capable of, or know how to. For example, he can write with both hands. That means a person has the ability or is capable of writing with both the hands. Now, people who can write with both the hands, the term used for them is ambidextrous. Now, let's see the use of could here. The first one is, it suggests ability in the past but is not used to indicate past tense, as told earlier. It also suggests a weak possibility. Can shows strong possibility, and could shows very weak possibility. Example, the girl is crying, she could be injured. We are just guessing, huh? So there is a weak possibility of the girl being injured. Then the second use is, it is used in conditional sentences. Conditional sentences always begin with if. Okay. So condition means if a particular condition is satisfied, then we will see the effect. For example, if you come, what will be the result? We could go to the party. It will be wrong if we cannot replace could here with can. So this we have to remember. So in conditional sentences, we most of the time use could. The third is, or it also, could also suggests general ability. Okay. For example, he could walk for a kilometer without a break. So again, it is talking about about a habit in the past. Now it is not continued. So he could walk for a kilometer without a break. It is not clear whether he walked for a kilometer without a break or not. So general ability. A few more uses of can and could, children. Like Mahesh can drive the new racing car. Now here can actually talks about an opportunity. It is trying to convey that Mahesh has an opportunity to drive a new car. Then the next use is used to make an informal request, polite suggestions. So when you wish to request, you can use can. When you wish to make polite suggestions or offers or for permissions also, but informal. Remember, when the person whom you are talking to is related to you in an informal manner. The example is, can I have some ice cream? So can here is actually conveying a polite request. Okay. Next, we move on to the use of could. Let's see this example. In my childhood, I could climb trees. Childhood. Now I am no more a child. So here, could is actually indicating an ability in the past. Now, I may or may not be able to climb the trees. But in my childhood as a child, I was able to. Then the next is could is also used to make polite requests. So for polite request, but when you are uncertain whether that request will be accepted or not. For example, mother, could you buy me a watch, please? Now, the watch that you're demanding, you know already it is quite expensive. Okay, the latest smart watches. So you're unsure whether she will buy it or not. So that is the reason why could is the most suitable model here. Then could is also used to make an informal request, polite suggestions, offers, and permissions, just like can. May and might. Might is sometimes considered as past tense of may. Now let us see the use of may, how it is used. Now may can be used to suggest permission, which is formal in nature and polite. Now if I compare may with can is used for permission, which is informal when you're talking to people whom you know. But if you want to seek permission from people whom you don't know personally, then it is always suggested to use may. So may I drink water? Then may is also used to suggest a possibility which is stronger than might. I would say may indicates 50% possibility and might indicates 25% possibility. So the example for it is father may be attending a meeting in his office today. The father must have told that I'm going to have a meeting in the office. So it is very sure. There is a strong possibility that father must be attending a meeting. May is used to express a wish. May God bless you. May you have a good day. So whenever we wish something good for someone, we begin the sentence with may. Coming on to might, it indicates weak possibility in contrast to may. Example, father might be at home this afternoon. Father is supposed to be in the office during the afternoon, but maybe, might be there's a possibility that father has come back home in the afternoon. It is also sometimes used as past tense of may. I thought he might come. So here might is being used to indicate past tense. Means I was thinking that he might come in the past. Used in conditional sentences. Earlier also I told you conditional sentences begin with if. So if a condition is satisfied, then the effect or the result takes place. If you speak to him, he might come. So if this condition is fulfilled, that if you speak to him, then the result will be he might come. Children, this brings us to the end of video 1. And in this video, we covered can, could, may, might. And in the next video, we will cover the remaining models, that is shall, should, will, would, and must. So see you in the next video. Thank you.